What's poppin' 10? I'm depositing all these ends while you motherfuckers got to be. I'm just cops again. Eat a box or something. I ain't such a little watch with some rocks or something. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin' 10?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be making this closure wig, and this hair, guys, was sent to me by Sunberhair, and this is their Peruvian body wave, and it's a closure with 3 bundles, and it's a 16-inch closure with 3 bundles, a 18, a 20, and a 22-inch. This is not my first time working with Sunberhair, guys. I've done hair reviews for them already, and their hair is really nice, so I was really excited to make this wig. So I have a detailed closure wig video. You could always check that out. You start by putting your closure on your mesh dome cap, because I use a mesh dome cap, guys, whichever works for you, and you just use your T-pins and you pin that down. Be sure to put the closure a little bit forward, maybe like a ½ inch forward over the cap, and then tie it up in a bun and get it out of the way. You're going to get your needle and thread, of course, and you're gonna start sewing. I start from one side, and then I knot the needle, and I go in. The way how I sew, guys, I go in through the weft, I go in through the side of the closure and under through the mesh and up, and I pull it through in a loop. Did that make sense? Every time I try to explain how I do this sewing thing, it's kind of not so right, but I literally take the needle, I go in through the weft, under the mesh, and I pull through, and I go through the loop that it creates, and that's how I create my knots and my stitches. So just sew however you sew, guys. You could always just go in and out and do it like close together all the way around until you have secured everything. The closure part is where you want to do like your best on, because that's the main part that's gonna hold the wig together. So try and stitch this section as close as possible and as tight as possible. While you're going through, be sure to like knot. What I do to knot is I take the thread and I wrap it around the needle maybe once or twice, and I pull through. That creates a knot. So make knots while you go around, so you know your closure is secured. And after getting to the end, you definitely want to make another knot so it's really snug. So guys, I don't know if that was a good explanation, but check out my previous video because I explained it really well in that first one. But that's how it's supposed to look. Like, your closure should be in the center of the cap, and you should have it stitched properly around. So we're gonna go in with the first bundle, and the first bundle is the 22-inch, and you sew from one side of the closure to the other side. You sew in like a U shape almost, or if you would say a C shape, and take your T-pins and you pin that down. Be sure to use enough T-pins, because I need to use enough T-pins, and while I was sewing it kept moving, so I didn't get as close as I wanted to the end of the cap. When you sew that first strap, like really on like the border of the cap, go all the way around. It's good, because if you have any wind action, when the hair blows up, they won't be like seeing all cap. It will be like hair, and it will look like a lot neater. So sew as close as possible to the end of the cap. Be sure not to stitch through the elastic band that's in the cap. Like, literally just barely push your needle through the top, not through the elastic band, else your wig will not fit. I've done that before and it was a problem. Like, be careful, guys. And for like sewing the rest of the tracks, what I do is I go down through the mesh, under the weft, and I pull up, and there is like a little like circle that is formed with the thread, and I go through that circle, and that's how I create my stitches. And it's really pretty easy, guys. Maybe how I explain it doesn't sound right, but just watch, and as the video goes along, you'll see even more like a clearer view of what I'm saying. But it's really pretty simple. And for the weft you don't have to sew them as close as how you sew the closure down. You can do that. I kind of don't do that. I make it like a little bit more of a space, maybe like an inch apart, maybe. But yeah, and you just keep doing that, and you knot your thread as you go around. And when you're doing like a wig, it's good to have several needles like already strung, so it's easier for you. Guys, I was doing this wig at 2 something in the morning. I really was not in the mood, and I think it's best when you do your hair when you're in the mood, but I did my best. I was so tired. But I tried and I did my best. But yeah, you're just gonna stitch from one side to the next, and each time that you lay your track down, you're going to take your T-pins and hold it in. Be sure to sew the track as close as possible to where the closure is, like the end of the closure, and then sew it all the way around to the other side. And you're just going to keep going in that U-L-C looking shape until it's all filled in. And it's literally repetitive, guys. It's the same thing. You're going to just sew and sew and sew and sew until you close it all up. And I think that was the second bundle, guys, or was it still the first one? But I literally just continued doing the same motion until everything was full. And maybe this is the second bundle right now, I don't remember, but I'm just gonna go in and sew as how I told you. And now you're going to get like a close-up view as to what I was trying to explain as it relates to the stitching. As I said, I take the needle and I go through the cap and under the weft, not through the weft, but under the weft, and then I come up. And once you go under the weft and come up, the thread will create like a hole almost. Yeah, it really does. When you go through the weft and up, and then you just pull it through that loop. Do not like pull it to the side. Pull it through that loop, because that will create the stitching that you want. That will give you the flatness, the neatness. So literally through the weft, through the mesh cap, under the weft, and through the loop. Easy. I don't know if it sounds easy now, but it is easy. Through the weft, through the mesh, under the weft, and through the loop. I'm gonna shut up and let you see what I'm talking about, but that's it. And you're just going to keep doing that, guys. As I said, from one side to the next, from the sides of the closure to the other side, and you're gonna keep doing that in a C-like shape until you get to the top. And when both the sides are like all the way full, like you have hair going all the way around, then you're going to start going like across to finish filling the cap up. You would just want to fill the space up until you get all the way up to where the closure is, and then you'll just join the closure and the hair together. So that's what I was showing you guys. Yeah, I kept sewing, as I said, in the C-like shape, connecting each end. And then now in the middle section, you are going to be going across until that area is filled. And then with the last piece of hair that you have, you're going to attach the weft. You're going to stitch the weft to the back of the closure so it closes and it doesn't leave a space, and everything will just lay flat and seamless. And guys, I doubled the tracks while I was sewing. I doubled the tracks, and I used like 2 3/4 of the bundle. I kind of was tired, so I left some spaces in the back, which I shouldn't have. It should be close together. Be sure to put the back close as possible. You want to get as much hair as you can on the wig. And guys, this is my first time, I think, sewing a wig with Peruvian hair. I'm not a fan of Peruvian hair. It's a lot lighter. The texture is way lighter than Brazilian hair. In my opinion, the Peruvian hair is a lot lighter. So it's full on the roots, but it got lighter at the ends. And if I had known that was how it would have, like, you know, fallen, I would have sewn it in reverse. I would probably have put the 18-inch on the bottom, or maybe put the 20-inch and then put the 22 and then put the 18-inch at the top, so it would be more full. I wasn't really pleased with how the ends were, so I definitely had to go in and do some layers to give the hair more body and life. But as I said, the ends were not that full, So putting the 20-inch at the bottom would have been better, and then adding the 22 so it all like falls back, you know, and they would be on the same level. And then I add the 18, I would have way more body, but I didn't know that the hair would be like that until I was done. But see what I'm saying, guys? You fill it in all the way to there, and then you just stitch that together with that. So this is the next morning, because guys, I was in my bed like 4 in the morning, or was it 5, doing this hair. So this is after I woke up and took a shower and stuff. I literally just went in and used my wand curler, my curling wand, and I just added curls all over the hair. Nothing serious, just some regular curls. No specific pattern, no specific way. I just really just went in and added some curls, and I tried doing them small. And for the hair, guys, I used my airbrush legs on the mesh cap. As I said, on the closure, sorry. As I said, guys, you can check out my previous tutorial detailed how to make a closure wig, and it shows you how to customize it as well. Very detailed. I used my airbrush legs, and then I didn't got to be free spray the top down. I couldn't be bothered. I literally just put the wig on as is, and then I tried to make like some baby hairs. And as I said, guys, it needed layers. I went in with my scissors and I just chopped some layers. I literally didn't have no pattern or nothing. I just went in and I started just chopping until I was pleased with it. And that's basically it, guys. This hair was really simple and easy to wear. It curls really well, and it didn't shed at all. Weird enough, it didn't shed. The only problems was the ends, but that can be, you know, dealt with if you layer it properly. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll definitely be catching you in my next one, and all details will be listed down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Bye. Oh, and if you didn't subscribe, please go subscribe.